Alright. Wait, I gotta stop picking my hair for the intro, because it's a scratching noise. This is not an ASMR channel yet. Alright, we're back with Phlage. I've played it before. Most commanders, if not all the commanders you see me play, I only play for like a few hours, and some of them are really fun, and a lot of them I don't play when I'm not streaming, right? I kind of stick to the same few decks that I really like to play. So, I kind of just want to play some of these again. Again, the new set's around the corner. Don't want to I don't want to dump all my resources into pre-existing things. Phlage, everyone knows what Phlage does. There are some new cards in here since the last time I've played it. A Johnny is, I did not own it at the time. I don't even know if it's that amazing here, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's obviously a very good card. Probably one of the best 2-drops like ever. But I only have like 10 creatures in here. We'll see what happens. I can't say it's a bad idea to put this in your deck. Same with Ocelot Pride. I think I actually own that now and can put that in here, but I just don't want to do the MH3 red-white package. Just don't want to do that, you know? Play enough Modern. I see it all the time. Season of the Burrow was not in here last time. You could run Torpor Orb, so when you cast this, it doesn't go to the graveyard. You don't get the Lightning Helix, but who cares? You have Phlage, right? And you just can perpetually do that, but I just don't want to do that. It's alright, I guess. I like the slow, grindy, put Phlage in the graveyard on purpose kind of decks. Anyways, Mesmeric Orb was not in my deck last time. This one I'm willing to give a try. I don't know if I like it, but it does mean Phlage is always castable basically every turn. And then a bunch of draw discard, a bunch of sweepers, a bunch of burn spells. I took out the Emrakul and some other more expensive things because I want to focus a little bit more on Phlage just winning the game, which it can pretty reasonably do, so long as you can spam it. I added a bunch of the popper, quote-unquote, fetch lands too, to get my at least first Phlage out a bit quicker. And yeah, let's play some Phlage. That's it. That's all I've got for you. It's a land. I don't know why I would turn that down. Okay. So, surely this is just really good right now? Okay, I don't think either of these are actually bad. I want to mill Farewell. I'll take Manatide though. Okay, well, I guess nothing matters anyways. Cool. Wear Tear is interesting. Okay. Hmm. So blow this up. That doesn't really feel too exciting. Let's get rid of punishment and land. I don't want either of those. Arm Scavenger has beaten me, like soloed me before, but in this matchup, I don't really think that's gonna happen. It's just like a card that generates random whatevers, but I'm pretty prepared for kind of everything that Arm Scavenger can draft. Add Monument to Endurance? Monument of Endurance? I thought it was Monument of Endurance. But yeah, I know what you mean. Could do that. Maybe. I don't really have many creatures like at all, so meh. Chain to the Rocks. Ooh, that's not in my deck. Could that be? Yeah, that could come in my deck. That could come in my deck pretty easily. Chain to the Rocks is weird. I can kill their commander? No, not quite. Yeah, wait, I have Lightning Bolt Phlage. I can kill my opponent's commander. I guess I should. That is the trippiest art. I've never seen that before. I have never seen that artwork. Yeah, I'm gonna kill their commander here. And my commander is pretty good at being annoying, so... What card was I thinking of? The one that, like, draws and discards? Right? Or is that the red one? I might be thinking of the red one. I don't know the name of the red one. Oh no, they blew up my... Or they found an answer to my, Palantir. That's tragic. The Arm Scavenger now has flying, but again, I would be kind of surprised if that was the cause of my demise. Also, how does this actually work? You discover X where it's its mana value? Sure, so... I don't think I really care about Fateful Absence on Phlage. So I'm just gonna do this. Hazoret's Monument. Ah, that's what I was thinking of. Sure, we have Skyclave Apparition, and we will eat the Mind Stone because there's a good chance my opponent... Oh wait, I can just eat the Chain to the Rocks. Never mind, even better. Even better. Actual wombo combo. Do I need Wear and Tear at this point? Okay, let's get rid of that and this. Deal with the permanents and play land? Name Elder? Cast Mesmeric Orb, and then hope my opponent doesn't have, like, Farewell or something? There's a lot of artifacts on my opponent's deck, so I don't expect Farewell. I wouldn't necessarily lose right away to it. And they let this actually trigger, which is kind of surprising. They did not Fateful Absence Palantir, which I guess means they're going to They did not Fateful Absence Phlage. Okay. Am confuzzled. Am confuzzled. Opponent gets the first strike thing? Yep. They really seem all in on this Arm Scavenger, which is adorable. But it's not going to work. Alright, looks like there's a pretty obvious sweeper here. Whenever someone actually attacks really quickly, it's like painfully obvious they have a sweeper. Exiling everything is just fine. I don't know why I would take action against that. So they have a 7/7 Phlage token, or a Incubate token, I mean. Celestius is hilarious. That actually lets me cast Phlage. No, I could have cast it anyways. I'm gonna kill their creature, just to not, like, be deadged by it. And pass. Swords is interesting, but I might as well take swords. I can't go wrong with putting that to my hand here. Can't go wrong with that. Will he scavenge his way to victory? Yeah. Orb, bro. My opponent's playing Wear Tear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Love it. First Wear Tear we've seen in the wild, I think. You can gain 7, that's okay. That is not how you deal with Phlage, but it does buy you time, and my opponent's obviously looking for time. Again, Mesmeric Orb is not... It's not possible to get milled out by it in a game of Magic. Oh, excuse me, in this deck specifically, I should say. Oh, I love this discover value. I love the discover value. That's so cool. Let's get, I'll get Splendor. It doesn't look like it's going to be all that useful here, but I have it now, so. Rip Apart and Faithless Looting. Both of those are fine. Oh wow, they actually said no and milled. That's funny. They lived though. They actually lived. It was just a bunch of lands and a bauble. They didn't die. That's funny. Okay, we've been through this before. Party Thrasher. Okay. Just make it lose all abilities because I don't feel like reading it. Who plays Wear Tear? What do you mean? It's the best card in the game. What do you mean? It's like Rip Apart except more betterer. The value... Aw, man. Well, I wasted my partition. That's okay. I'm just gonna run this out. And I'm gonna pass. Opponent says good game again. Okay, that time they finally died. They said good game last turn cycle. And then said no to it. Thinking, I guess, that would end it, but it didn't. Which is funny. I had the 2 self-mill cards here, and I was at 23, but again, there's astronomically unlikely to ever, like, deck yourself out with Mesmeric Orb. Once upon a time. Uh-oh. What's the story, opponent? Surely it isn't a Birds of Paradise or something of this similar caliber. Nope, not per se. How much you want to bet the red-blue fetch land is going to get an untapped green source? Wow. Talented. So much talent. Inti is probably not what this hand looks to be doing, so. Yep. Derevi cost 3. Looks like our opponent either has Pact of Negation, could be Subtlety. No, it's either Pact of Negation or that other card. Casting Derevi for, like, the first time is, like, kind of meh. Yeah, like this isn't really doing anything. Just tapping and untapping stuff's not really that exciting. And mana type, yay! Leave it in the graveyard. So a land would be ideal. You never beaten Derevi? Hmm. I played some of the longest games I've ever had against Derevi. Okay. I don't know why they're untapping their creatures and not their lands. Can you untap lands? Should be untapping lands, not your creatures. Of course I draw the land. Of course my opponent bounces my mana rock. Makes sense. And now we have to deal with this, I think it's a Pact negation? I don't think it's a Subtlety. Flare? The blue flare? It could be that now, but it wasn't last time. They didn't have a blue creature. I think it's Pact negation, that's my bet. Paradox Engine, Emry, and Derevi. Creatures are lands. Yeah, but you don't want to leave up creature-based mana. You just leave up land-based mana. They tapped it anyways, but if you were not going to tap it immediately. It is Pact negation, and I'm kind of blown away to see it right now. Kind of crazy. They have another spell that's castable there? What? What's castable now? It has to be Solitude? Or Subtlety? If it was Subtlety, they would have just cast that instead of Pact negation. So I don't know what's going on here. It's an unusual idea to me. Very strange idea. But we'll take it. I don't believe the next card it is can deal with what I've got. Unless it's a mana drain or something like that. So we'll see. A braid does not change any of my ideas. Oh, don't have another one. Come on. Come on. Okay, it was Flare. There was no way I would have expected that, so. It's sort of a counterspell. I mean, kind of. It's sort of a I guess. I don't know. I have 5 cards in my graveyard. Sure. They're doing this in my up. What? Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. So wait, what am I actually doing here? No, there's no reason to make a move here. If I got the Overwhelming Splendor in play, I'd be kind of happy. Alright, so surely my opponent will be out of gas now. Let's exile the infinite mana, reanimate Phlage to kill the other creature? And surely you don't have yet another card that's like hyper efficient in preventing me from playing the game? And let's kill the Pilgrim because Derevi just exists. Decline. I could have reanimated the Lootmonger. It would have been indestructible, Maybe that would have been interesting. Okay, my opponent after all that just suddenly has the One Ring. Fun. Can't wait. I have no answer in my deck to it. Actually, I do, but... Heliod's Punishment. I'm just gonna punish the Derevi. So it just doesn't have text for a while. But I've probably already lost because the One Ring is a stupid card. In slow grindy games, it is over. Maybe I could run the One Ring. I do have a fair amount of life gain. I did think about it, but I don't have it now. They turn... Wait, what? Oh, okay. So they just get their commander back. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They did give me a land for Overwhelming Splendor, but that doesn't beat the One Ring. So, yeah, Season of Burrow would have dealt with the One Ring. That's true. There is absolutely no way that makes any more... Oh, wait. It untaps a land. I was going to say this makes no sense, but you can still tap the One Ring. Kithian? That's nuts. Alright, so I did draw the land, and they're tapped out, so I actually get to do this. Now it's just the One Ring, which has a pretty good chance of winning the game. Pretty good chance. I don't know. But I've bought as much time as I'm, like, able to do. Wait, what do you mean it... Wait, it doesn't shut down the One Ring, right? It does? I didn't know. I didn't know. I can't believe that. Okay. Never mind. Crazy game. I don't think that's ever come up. And you know why it hasn't come up? Because the One Ring knocks this off. Because you have protection, and Overwhelming Splendor, you have to sacrifice it. So I usually don't play it after a One Ring has resolved. So I don't think this has ever happened before. But yeah, they can't activate it. Wow. Opponent, why are you playing to a crawl suddenly? There you go. You only have one play. Wow, they just gave up? Doesn't really matter because it's just a 1-1, but still. It's a 1-1 that they could bring in to, like, block infinitely. At instant speed. Okay, well. Yeah, it doesn't affect... Yeah, I would kind of assume it doesn't affect the Revi. Joda got new toys? I would imagine. It's basically Golos, right? It's not doing anything all that fancy. Okay. Cool. Looks like Birds of Paradise was detrimental to my opponent's strategy. Get wrecked. Never feel bad about killing that thing. Okay, it's the first Dark Ritual game. And it didn't actually really do anything. Alright, that's not really a good good use of Dark Ritual there, but okay. It's like a 2-card Llanowar Elves? I don't even... What? No way does that... You know what? I'm just gonna blow it up. I don't even think I have to, but why not? Sure. That was a very strange Dark Ritual. Yeah, you can... They definitely tweaked how it works. Like, absolutely tweaked how it works. It's very notable. Can you get a Simic Hell Q? Alright. Leave my Simic gamers alone. They did nothing to you. Opponent did not cast their commander. I am moderately confused. But not maximally confused. Decline. So, Lava Spur gives it haste whenever it deals combat damage, that many upkeeps. So they just want to cast it in Lava Spur immediately? But I don't know why. Okay, that's not what my opponent chose to do. I will get rid of Reprobation. Okay. I found my 6th land. It was a little too late. It's just a Laughing Jasper Flint, so I don't really care about it in any conceivable, fathomable way. Actually, dashing Ragavan here is kind of funny, isn't it? Alright, Lightning Bolt. Tragic. Yep. Just getting to destroy evil here. I could get rid of the land, honestly, as well. Let's play that, and we can run this out. Alright, cool. So we got that going, and I have Farewell to just sort of make my opponent not be able to play the game. Opponent exiles a land, as is tradition. You're still losing most games against Laughing Jasper? I still haven't lost against... No. I lost against it once. I lost against it a single time ever. I played it for 3 hours, did not win a single game. Alright, it steals Portal and Celestius, and then Shatter the Sky, and then nothing. You got it. Alright, well, none of those are castable. We cast Farewell. I suppose at this point it's also safe to exile an artifact. Like, my Mesmeric Orb's already sort of ran its course. So I'm probably just going to do that. Creatures, artifacts. I don't really need my Mesmeric Orb. That was the most Laughing Jasper triggers I've ever seen, and, well, I mean, it didn't really do anything. Yeah, I probably don't need more cards in my graveyard, but who knows? I can Ajani and flip it immediately, and I have a Ragavan, and I have an Inti. Everything is nice. I'm basically playing Modern, actually. Who would have thought? The MH3 card is the best thing I could be doing. Who would have thought? Watch my opponent cast Emergent Ultimatum. They're just like, remember this card that has beaten you the past 3 games? There it is. Alright, I found the best possible card to deal with what my opponent just did. Get Schmieded. And I'm going to cast Inti because I'd rather still protect the... Oh, wait a minute. I have to discard. No, I don't. I thought I did, but I don't. Never mind. There was no reason to cast Inti. And you can taste your own Lightning Bolt, because that might actually matter. Don't need the treasure token. Who's DMing me in Twitch? Which one of you is talking to me over here? Oh, I think it was a bot. Phlage with haste is lethal. I have to read what my opponent just played. Card that doesn't matter. Cool. Might as well do this for a formality. Alright, good old Sweeper sweeping up the Laughing Jasper Flint, which hit Portal, Sweeper, Celestius. I don't know if Johnny's good enough. No red man, I can't strangle my own cat. See, it's when you say stuff like that, I'm pretty sure YouTube's like, what did you just say? You want to strangle your cat? That's why I got demonetized. Oh, I should say that's why that one live stream got flagged. Alright. Cats. Quit mousing over my Johnny. It didn't do anything to you in any way. It's just sitting there chilling. Alright, so they have to take wait, no they don't. I don't think it matters what they take. I don't think there are any good takes here. Maybe you just take Tajik. Actually, yeah, taking Tajik makes sense. Alright, never mind. There's like an... There's a take that makes sense. Because I don't have a red permanent? Yeah, alright. I like that. That's a play. That is a play. So I will cast Palantir. That has to be better than Strangle in my opinion. Arena of Glory is actually fine. In the long run, at least. I haven't played Arena of Glory. I have not put that card into play yet, so... Unless I have. No, I think I have. I just haven't exerted it. Yeah, it was that turn 1, turn 2 Ragavan game. I think it was the Ashiok gamer. Sure. I have not seen this card in my life, but I like it. I like what you've done. Alright, so we Strangle here, because I don't want to discard it. We play land, we play this. Get my Tajik back. They're incentivized to let me draw. They do not let me draw. No Garuda ramp at all of which to speak of. Kind of crazy. You don't usually see Garuda played like that. Actually, my opponent's playing like blue-black control value town and not a like genuine Garuda spammy oh, that's actually not true. They still have all the clones and stuff, it seems. How close to Dedge is my opponent? Let's see, I make a cat, and then this deals 5? No, it deals 4 to the face. It can do 5. And then we game on. Alright. You have to answer this, so I'm gonna force my opponent to answer Phlage, or they're just dead. They just didn't answer it, so the game is now over. Sweet. The slowest Garuda I've ever seen. Very slow. It did not have any mana ramp. Alright, it's funny to keep Ragavan against this, because Ragavan's like the only thing that makes tokens in my deck. Well, sort of. Actually, that's not true. So does the Fable the Mirror Breaker. I actually have token things going on right now. That's funny. Do I dash Ragavan? I really don't want to. I really don't want to dash Ragavan. Okay, I'm just going to throw it out there, see what happens. It's probably a turn too late, because that's just how Ragavan do be operating. Correct. Of course, I don't draw a land. Why would I? Alright. Opponent has the best black card for Chemball. Makes all sorts of extremely powerful things happen. Now what? Phlage hit the Blood Witch? No, we swing first. See how blocks are done. I actually get to flip my Ajani here, which is kind of insane, honestly. And I had a red permanent because of the Fable, so sweet. Couldn't have asked for a better scenario, honestly. I can get Phlage now. I can reprobate that. And I probably should. It's got toughness 4. I could just destroy Evil It. Yeah, let's just destroy Evil this. Okay. Okay. Huh. Sure. Sure. So they take 6 this turn? Ooh. How is this ever wrong? I'm going to swing with everything. I'm just going to go swing with everything. Get rid of you. Because the black market connections exists, I think I can do something here. Sure. Oh wow, they have the egg, they have the edict. And all these perfect answers. You gotta be kidding me. Red source, please. Opponent goes to 1. Goes to 2. You don't want me to... You don't think you want to sack Phlage here? Yep, opponent agrees. Don't think you want to do that. Exiling Phlage is the same as not exiling it? Actually, it gives me another trigger without exiling my graveyard, so... I'm gonna keep the land in hand. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Come on, come on, come on! Ugh. Why? Come on, how? How do people do it? How do they do it? Someone tell me how you do it. Tell me how it's done. How do you do it? Like, please tell me how it's done. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't think I can win now. There's no giving Phlage flying or anything. Unbelievable. DFT, that's the code for the set? Aether Drift? I'm surprised it's not like AD. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Alright, let's get a planes, because that's all this can get. What are we up against? Alright, sure. Oh. We're against the talented gamer? Oh my goodness. Surely there's another creature next turn. Most assuredly. Or they don't use Elvish Mystic and I'm happy. Or they use Elvish Mystic and I lose. That works too. Can't wait. So to the graveyard with you. Leave up the old Mana Tithe. For the turn 3. That is not Xenagos. I would always cast Xenagos here. But my opponent didn't. Interesting. Let's play Felia. Leave the Elspeth Conquers Spaghetti for a different turn. Alright, Goreclaw. That's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I want to see at all, actually. Do I just Conquer's Death that? Probably. Most assuredly. Alright, Felia, you know what to do. You know what to do, Felia. Infinite value. Infinite value. Alright, come on. Come on. Have nothing. Have no answer to this, please. Excellent. Alright, we won. Chain to the rocks so they can't block. This is completely disgusting. Yeah, I don't think my opponent was aware that I could exile this. Or maybe it was the only thing they could do. And they just conceded. No, they're still playing. All right. Oh. Well, I mean, it wasn't a top deck. Or maybe, I mean, it probably was a top deck, so. It is what my opponent needed to continue the game. I just drew Arena of... This is probably the best game I've had. I just drew Arena of Glory on the Phlage turn. That, my friends, is bananas. Banana sandwich. This is one of the most disgusting games I have had. It's also the first Phlage game I've had, so I guess it makes sense. If my opponent wins this game, I would be, yeah, I would be a little bit blown away that that didn't work, but I felt like I just sort of played Phlage. But, I mean, this did close the game out very quickly. It's not like Phlage was going to do it on its own completely. I also did need something to actually flicker with it, but... Yeah, I guess maybe I should play Sakama again. I actually should play Sakama again. One of my favorite commanders. Especially now, where you don't actually have to play Sakama or any green, or any red or white cards. I'd say back when Sakama first came out, like way back when, you could get away with that, but now you just play mono green. Sure. Well, that certainly doesn't really matter. I don't want to get a red here, but I think I will. When it has Victor. Alright. Yep. That does not affect me, really. Let's get rid of these two. Kind of expensive. I don't expect them to be terribly useful. This is fine. Alright, what is Victor doing here? Swiftfoot Boots on an Esper Sentinel. That is not that scary. So we're going to cast nothing. Right? I can take care of Swiftfoot Boots. Does that matter? It might actually matter at some point in this game to do that, but I don't think it matters currently, so... I don't think it matters currently. Yeah, Victor is very, very tough to get going. But, I mean, if you have Swiftfoot Boots, that's a good win. That's a good start. This is totally fine. This is totally fine. I do not care about... Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, that seemed like a very low power turn from the opponent there. So, Phlage... No. No Phlage this turn. I could... No, I'm just gonna... I'm just going to cleanly do nothing. Roaming Throne. That's probably worth bouncing. I'm gonna bounce that. That is very good. Alright. I will now not attack with either of my tokens in case some crazy stuff happens. My opponent waited for me to have a turn of tapping out before they went to do this. Which I guess makes sense, but unfortunately, they're going to get completely schmeeded. And still no attack. I don't think 1 damage matters. The block could be very good. Sun Titan? You're running Sun Titan? This is the first Sun Titan I have ever seen. I could run Sun Titan. I could actually run Sun Titan in my deck. Unfortunately for the opponent, it doesn't really matter. So I could play this after... No, I was doing now. Opponent's probably just going to concede to it. Good luck to you. I'll get him an answer. They're a black-white deck. I'm getting ahead of myself here. You can't crack the silent clearing because of the curse. They're sacking the Sun Titan. Oh, they've changed their mind. Oh, they're sacking their commander. Okay. What are we doing here? Protection from... Okay, trading off the old token here. Second protection spell. Nope. They kept it in the graveyard. Didn't even think about it. Sure. So, here... Alright. Nice. Let's draw. That doesn't really do anything, but maybe it will eventually. Soul Transformer, that certainly doesn't matter. Roaming Throne is a 1/1. They don't even bother casting it. Fair enough. We can get rid of this Day of Judgment here. Although, getting rid of a Braid is safer. I don't see a reason to destroy all my chances of coming out of some disaster. Alright, we have all our bases covered here. Alright, they play a 1/1, which you can't efficiently block. Another 1/1, sure. And, yeah, so I can just remove both blockers. They take 9, 10, 11. Seasoned Pyromancer. Both very solid. Heliod's Pilgrim, eh. Skyclave, pretty solid. Ajani, very solid. Heliod's Punishment can be pretty good. Ossification, all like the O-ring effects. Yep, sure. Felia is pretty good with it. Reprobation. Bitter Reunion is actually pretty good with it. Impetus Lootmonger. Inti. No, actually, I don't like Inti with it that much at all. So not Inti. If a Mana Rock gets blown up. Ragavan. No, not really Ragavan either. It can reanimate Phlage out of the graveyard for lightning helixes, which is funny. And fetch lands. Yeah, you're right, and fetch lands. No way is Sun Titan the right idea here. There's no way. But there are actually a fair amount of cards. But Inti is certainly not it. Inti probably shouldn't even be in here. The more I play this deck, the less I like Inti. I'm not even that kind of deck. I just don't think it... Yeah. There is a Sun Titan... Oh, wait a minute. I don't own Sun Titan. Do I? Hold on. I don't think I own it. I don't think I own it. I don't know how I would get a Sun... Well, I don't know how I would have gotten a Sun Titan. Alright, no, I don't own Sun Titan. Looks like I'm safe. Because I am not crafting it. I actually can't craft it, but I wouldn't craft it anyways. You can easily do without it. It's probably not even that good because it costs 6 mana. And, like, it's nice what it does, but... Like, it's like a... It's just a feels-good card. That's what it is. It's just a feels-good card. If it gets unanswered, if it goes unanswered for a long time, it's solid. But, you know what? I'll put it in the deck list I upload because fun ofs are... That's why we play this game. I'm done anyways. I mean, it's 20 minutes past my usual time I stop playing. But I did actually have to get some legitimate wins in because we spent like an hour and a half losing. And I started to get into complain mode, but at the end started to lean in our favor, did some changes to the deck a little bit. So Phlage, I think performed a lot better the first time I played them, but that was before we had, new cards. Things have come out since MH3, right? And even when Phlage was like brand spanking new, it wasn't that amazing, but it was still definitely stronger. I think everything else is outpacing it, even with the changing of how they balance what your opponents are, right? Like, I'm not playing against Rusko and Keenan every day against Phlage, and now you can maybe play against a wider range of opponents, which leads to, more variance, all that jazz, which I think is, good. The core strategy was kind of alright. My best attempt at playing red-white control with the Phlage in the command zone is just kind of looks like this to me. Sure, there's maybe a couple cards I could have ran and others I shouldn't have been running. I ended up taking out Inti at the very end. Just doesn't really fit the narrative of trying to play a slower game, in my opinion at least. Same with Oscillate Pride. Again, I brought that one up a couple times. I don't think we're gaining life in any meaningful degree. I mean, we have Lightning Helixes in the command zone, but like, Oscillate Pride's just, we're playing all the other MH3 good cards, you might as well play that one. Like, no, not really. I don't actually have a lot of ways to gain life, and I don't have a lot of tokens matters things. I'm not even running Guide of Souls. I just don't have a lot of creatures in my deck. Right? That's just the nature of it here. If you wanted to play a very creature-heavy Phlage deck, you absolutely could, and I probably just should have. This is way more similar to the last video I made of Phlage than if I went all in on creatures, but I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that, so... I don't know what else to say about this. Oh, Sun Titan. Someone played Sun Titan, I think, like the last game we played, and I started to look at my deck and what actually works with Sun Titan. I don't know if I brought up Sun Titan the last time I played this. I'm pretty sure it was in the game at the time. But even if it wasn't, you do not need this card. But there are some reasonable things it can reanimate, including like your lands, right? Your fetch lands or whatever. If you need more mana, you're already at 6 mana. You probably don't, but it at least gives you something to do for the most part. Another issue with this is if you're exiling your graveyard to Phlage, well, now you don't have a graveyard. Sure, you can Sun Titan Phlage back and like get Lightning Helixes over and over, or like draw cards with Pyromancer, exile things with Skyclave. I can name a whole bunch of cards in here. But if you're escaping, that kind of goes against it, right? It's like Delve versus... What's the other one? Delve versus Tolarian Terror, where you need stuff in your graveyard, but you're delving it away, and that could be a problem. But it's only one card. It's not too big of a deal. However, every single game you play, Escape is part of the game, because it's stapled to a card you can't... every game you're forced to start the game with this card, so Escape is relevant in every game you play. It's not like Delve and Tolarian Terror are just in the deck. You don't always have one of them. You always have one of them here. That could be a problem, right? So it's definitely kind of a fun of card. It's not something you need if you don't have a mythic for it. And the sets, the new set's around the corner. I've never played with this card. Obviously, I don't own it. And I'm saying all this because it's a mythic. You don't own it. You don't need it. It's just kind of like a fun card to sometimes do really cool things, assuming you untap with it and get more than one trigger. It's a lot more interesting than Inferno Titan, at least, right? It's no Primeval Titan, though. Although Primeval Titan's not as astounding as it used to be. Chain to the Rocks is a card I hadn't played before in this, in Magic Arena, and I like it. It's alright. It's not a removal spell that goes to the graveyard, though, so that's a little annoying. But it is basically another Swords of Plowshares at Sorcerer's Speed, for the most part, especially if it hits a commander. So it's alright. It's alright. I definitely don't hate it, but I don't love it. I like it more than Path of Exile, if someone was curious as to, like, oh, you want your 1-mana removal spell to go to the graveyard for escape? I'm not playing Path of Exile. Or Path to Exile, if I've played too much PoE. That you just don't want to do that. Giving your opponent a free land is a one-way ticket to losing. It puts your opponent in a better position than they were every time you do it, right? 10 to 11 lands, 12 to 13 lands, 3 to 4 lands. It's just always bad to give your opponent a land. You never give them a rampant growth. Never, ever, ever. I completely disagree with running Path to Exile. In fact, almost every time it hits me, I end up winning the game, or I'm put in a better position. Just don't run it. And, hey, if you want Sun Titan in your deck, there you go. You got another thing to reanimate if it got blown up. I think that's all I've... Never heard the term fun of? Well, there you go. A one of that's fun. Fun of. Think that's all I've got. Ooh, actually, one last thing is the fetch lands. A lot of those goofy ones like these, maybe if you just look at other land options that are not... I think most of these are mountains, right? So I'm like, oh, I want to hit a plains, but a lot of these just found mountains. So I could probably drop one of these for either Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic. I don't know if I have both, but point being, like, one of the ones that only find mountains in here or only find plains are probably not worth it for the one life gain that it gives you. Okay, I do have Evolving Wilds, but I don't see Terramorphic Expanse. So I could just drop, like, Maestro's Theater for Terramorphic. Just makes sense to me. What is my filter? Oh, Mythic. Yeah, like that probably was just right. And you could just do more of that. I don't like the cycle lands. I took out the gates because there was never a scenario, I don't even think either the last video I had, where I ever activated a gate. And even if I do, there's a lot of cards in my deck where just like seeking it for 4 mana is not really useful at all, right? Oh, I played this tap land, it untaps, I tap it in 5 other mana, and then I seek and I got Strangle or Wayfarer's Bauble. Like, the incremental itty-bitty value that the seek lands give you, they have to really it has to be splash damage, right? The splash damage of running those tap monocolored lands is not worth it in this shell, but that's just that. So that's what the lands look like. I am done. Let me know what you thought about Phlage this go round. If you are excited for the new set and you have ideas for Phlage specifically from the new set that you might think it's worth playing Phlage again, other than the red-white Verge land, which I guess comes out next week, sound off in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.